The outlaw of conspiracy theories. We talked about the demonization of conspiracy. If you bring up a conspiracy theory, it's almost like you're immediately discrediting yourself, or you're breaking bread with someone who have same thoughts.
Let's break it down even further. Even the word conspiracy itself has a negative connotation. Like, Kamar, if you and I are like, let's start a charity where we're going to open a food bank. We are conspiring to do good. You know what I mean? So, like, the word conspiracy in and of itself has this negative criminal content where you're like, oh, bad, bad, bad. Like I just said, I bet 50% of conspiracies are on the positive side where it's like, hey, let's go,
Yeah, conspiracy is a pejorative now somehow, some way.
I mean, again, like I said, it would never be like Kamar and I were conspiring to open a food bank. Like, that's a weird sentence.
We conspired to start a podcast.
And really, if history has taught us anything, like, they called people who believe the earth was round conspiracy theorists. They called, you know what I mean? Anytime you're giving any sort of alternate narrative, they're going to try and stone you to death.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, we all agree that not every conspiracy theory you hear of has any weight or water to it. Like, just because they try to demonize conspiracy theories doesn't mean if someone's like, your dentures are filled with microchips, that doesn't mean that's true too.
No, it doesn't mean it's true, but I don't know. It's a lot of these things don't get proven true until later. So who are we to say?
Well, I hate to bring this up, but remember that Mel Gibson movie?
Passion of the
Conspiracy
Christ?
Theory?
Yeah.
The whole idea was that this guy was like a wild conspiracy theorist, but one of the conspiracies he had stumbled on was
actually true.
Yeah. So like he was like this, legit tinfoil hat, live in a small apartment, fucking weirdo. But he had stumbled on this one. I think it had something to do with credit cards. I don't remember the movie. It's the movie.
And what then what?
Well, they came after him, obviously tried to kill him, but he's Mel Gibson. He's the protagonist. So I'm sure his tinfoil hat paid off in the end. I don't remember it. My point is there was a Mel Gibson movie where that was it. It was, this guy had a million crazy but one of them happened to be.
And then if that one's right, they're all right.
No.
Well,
that's how that works.
That's how I always thought about
Trump
zeitgeist. If one of those things they say is right, then we're all screwed.
Well, that's true.
But but
it doesn't make them
There's
all
way
right.
more now than when I was a kid, and they're all unanswered. I mean, conspiracy theorists are doing conspiracy thing is sort of like the war on terror, the war on climate change. Like, you could just talk about forever because you're never going to get to a final answer that there's no reason to talk about the conspiracy again. Be it 9/11, you're never going to get your full, this is exactly what happened. There's no reason to question any of it. These are the facts, not any political sway.
Well, there is a whatever you want to call it, toe in the line answer. Like if you were to teach 9/11 in school, I imagine there's like
there's a set history.
What do we call that?
Stock.
A stock answer?
The stock.
Sure. The stock answer would not be
just like if they went to the moon again and they had cameras that I believe worked and showed here's all the stuff from the last time we went there. That for me would put it like, I'm an idiot. They did go to the moon.
You know what the biggest failure of all time is?
Me.
It's them going to the moon. If they actually made it to the moon and they got out and they hit a couple of golf balls and they fucked around for a minute, grabbed a few rocks and got back in their thing and went home, and 25 minutes away in their rover is another rock that is unlimited energy, then that is the biggest fuck up of all time. You do all of that. You get through the Van Allen belt, that thing that we thought was impossible. You get there and you just fucking hit a golf ball and fuck off.
They didn't have the instruments at the time to discover such a rock, Simon.
No, but they brought back a ton of moon rocks, so it doesn't hold any water.
But they didn't really, right? Because remember that rock
they brought a piece of wood.
gave to, it wasn't really a moon rock.
Get in the goddamn end zone.
That's one.
That is one.
Kamar, don't leave them hanging, man.
Oh, conspiracy theories.
Christ, I'm a fucking Vikings fan.
I was going to run over there
I'm a Vikings
and pound
fan.
you
I'm trying to pound this guy,
feelings.
and he's literally like, go fuck yourself.
Let's go, Kamar.